This man is a cannibal who smears ashes all over his body and drinks liquor out of human skulls.
In remote locations like mountains and jungles, there are unique communities and tribes that are very different from modern humans. They have ancient traditions, languages, and cultures passed down through generations and live close to nature. Maintaining lifestyles that have remained unchanged for centuries, their ways of life are sometimes very strange and offer a glimpse into a world far removed from modern technology and urban living. Let's explore some of these tribes from around the world in today's video and explore how they live their lives in a very different way than us. Number 15, Yanomami tribe. The Yanomami people, around 35,000, inhabit the dense rainforests of Brazil and Venezuela. They live in large communal houses called llanos, which can house several families and are central to their social structure. Traditionally, the Yanomami practice subsistence farming, hunting, and fishing, with men responsible for hunting and women for gathering. Their society is characterized by a division of labor, intricate kinship ties, and a spiritual belief system centered around shamanism. Shamanic rituals involve the consumption of hallucinogenic substances to communicate with spirits and ensure the well-being of the community. This tribe is known for its high level of knowledge about the Amazon rainforest ecology. They have even worked with scientists to better understand the Amazon. Today, the Yanomami face threats from illegal mining, deforestation, and diseases introduced by outsiders, which jeopardize their way of life and the delicate balance of the Amazon ecosystem they depend on. 14. Korowai tribe. The Korowai are a tribe living in the remote rainforests of Papua province in Indonesia, known for their treehouse dwellings high above the ground. They traditionally practice hunting, gathering, and small-scale horticulture. The Korowai are famous for their unique architectural skills in building elaborate houses on stilts, which serve as protection against floods, wild animals, and mosquitoes. Their isolation was significant until the 1970s when they had their first sustained contact with outsiders. Today, some Korowai communities have increased contact with tourists and traders, influencing their traditional lifestyle. Despite these interactions, many Korowai continue to maintain their cultural traditions, including beliefs in spirits and elaborate rituals associated with death and burial. 13. Huaorani tribe. The Huaorani people, numbering around 4,000, inhabit the Amazon rainforest in Ecuador. Traditionally hunter-gatherers, they rely on their deep knowledge of the rainforest, plants, and animals for sustenance. The Huaorani live in small, semi-nomadic groups and are skilled hunters, using blowguns and spears to catch game. They have a complex spiritual belief system involving shamanism and animism, where spirits inhabit natural elements like animals and plants. Huaorani society values communal living and egalitarianism, with decisions made through consensus within their extended families. In recent decades, their way of life has been threatened by oil exploration and deforestation, leading to conflicts with outsiders and efforts to protect their ancestral lands and preserve their cultural identity against encroaching modernity. 12. AWA Brazil. The Awa are an indigenous group residing in the eastern Amazon rainforest of Brazil, known for their semi-nomadic lifestyle and profound connection to the forest. They traditionally live by hunting, fishing, and gathering wild plants, moving their settlements periodically to follow seasonal resources. The Awa has a rich oral tradition and cultural practices that emphasize harmony with nature and community solidarity. They face severe challenges from illegal logging and land encroachment by settlers and ranchers, which threaten their way of life and cultural survival. Efforts by international organizations and Brazilian authorities aim to protect their territories and support sustainable development initiatives that respect their rights and preserve the biodiversity of the Amazon rainforest that the Awa has safeguarded for generations. 11. Lala tribe. The Lala people are an ethnic group primarily residing in the northern regions of Tanzania. They are about 150 in number and have a distinct cultural identity characterized by traditional dances, vibrant music, and intricate rituals that celebrate their agricultural lifestyle. The Lala are predominantly farmers, cultivating crops such as maize, millet, and beans in terraced fields on the slopes of Mount Kilimanjaro and surrounding highlands. Their society is organized around extended families, with lineage traced through paternal ancestry. They work up to 5 hours a day and live in communal houses called malakas, which are large, oval-shaped structures made from palm leaves and wood. The Lala maintain a rich oral tradition, passing down history, myths, and cultural values through storytelling and songs performed during community gatherings and ceremonies. The thick rainforest environment provides an ideal breeding ground for mosquitoes, and the tribe's limited access to modern medicine makes them particularly vulnerable to the disease. 10. San People of South Africa. The San People of South Africa, also known as Bushmen, are among the world's oldest continuous cultures. They traditionally lived as hunter-gatherers with a deep connection to nature. Their customs include storytelling through rock art, depicting daily life and spiritual beliefs. The San speak languages featuring unique click sounds, such as Ba, Kung, and Xhosa. A notable tradition is the trance dance, where shamans enter altered states to heal and connect with ancestors. The San's detailed environmental knowledge and sophisticated tracking skills are integral to their way of life. Despite modern challenges, they strive to preserve their rich heritage and cultural identity amidst changing socio-economic conditions. 9. Himba tribe. The Himba are a semi-nomadic pastoralist tribe living in northern Namibia, known for their distinctive appearance and rich cultural traditions. Himba women are known for their intricate hairstyles and red ochre body paint, made from a mixture of butterfat and ochre pigment, which symbolizes their connection to the earth and ancestors. They adorn themselves with jewelry made from shells, leather, and metal, reflecting their social status and familial roles. The Himba practice polygamy, and marriages are often arranged by families. They worship their ancestors and believe in the spiritual significance of fire, which plays a central role in their rituals and ceremonies. The Himba face challenges from modernization and droughts, but continue to maintain their traditional way of life and cultural practices. 8. Matses tribe. The Matses tribe, residing in the Amazon rainforest along the Peru-Brazil border, are known for their profound knowledge of the jungle. Their way of living centers around sustainable hunting, fishing, and farming. They use traditional bows, arrows, and traps for hunting. The Matses speak the Panoan language, preserving oral traditions and ancestral knowledge. One unique practice is the application of sapo, a secretion from the Philomedusa bicolor frog, for hunting prowess and healing. This involves burning the skin and applying the toxin, inducing intense physical reactions believed to cleanse and strengthen the body. The Matses also engage in intricate face tattooing, symbolizing adulthood and tribal identity. Their customs and intimate relationship with nature are crucial for their survival and cultural preservation. 7. Mashko Piro. The Mashko Piro are an isolated indigenous group of about 800 individuals living in the Amazon rainforest of southeastern Peru. They are known for their semi-nomadic lifestyle and limited contact with outsiders. One of their peculiar customs is the use of a red pigment called annatto, which they applied to their bodies and hair for decoration and protection against insects. The Mashko Piro primarily rely on hunting, traditionally hunting and gathering turtle eggs for food fishing, and gathering wild plants for subsistence, avoiding permanent settlements to maintain their mobility and connection to the rainforest. They have occasionally interacted with neighboring indigenous groups and have resisted contact with outsiders, sometimes approaching settlements along rivers for trade or seeking modern goods. However, their preference for isolation and traditional ways of life pose challenges for understanding and preserving their unique cultural heritage amidst pressures from the outside world. 6. Chukchi people. The Chukchi are indigenous to nomadic reindeer herders and hunters living in the far northeastern regions of Russia, particularly in Chukotka, Autonomous Okrug. They are known for their resilience in the harsh Arctic environment and their close relationship with reindeer, which provide them with food, clothing, and transportation. One of their unusual practices is the tradition of reindeer games, where men compete in tests of strength and agility while dressed in traditional Chukchi clothing adorned with bells and feathers. These games are not only a form of entertainment, but also serve as a way to display prowess and build social bonds within the community. The Chukchi have a rich oral tradition, including myths and legends about their origins and interactions with the spirit world, which are passed down through storytelling and rituals. 5. Yali tribe. The Yali people inhabit the mountainous terrain of Papua province in Indonesia, known for their remote and rugged lifestyle. They are skilled horticulturists, cultivating crops such as sweet potatoes, taro, and bananas on terraced fields carved into the steep hillsides. One of their unique practices involves the wearing of koteka, or penis gourds, by men as a form of traditional dress. These gourds are made from dried gourd shells and symbolize masculinity and cultural identity among Yali men. The Yali maintain a decentralized social structure based on clan affiliations, with leadership roles determined by elder councils. They have a strong spiritual connection to their land and believe in the importance of maintaining harmony with nature to ensure prosperity and well-being for their communities amidst modern challenges and efforts to preserve their cultural heritage. 4. Sentinel India Tribe. The Sentinelese are one of the last remaining uncontacted tribes in the world, inhabiting North Sentinel Island in the Andaman and Nicobar archipelago of India. They are known for their isolation and hostility towards outsiders, fiercely guarding their territory from intruders. One of their unusual practices is their unique language, which remains largely unintelligible to outsiders and has not been classified within any known language family. The Sentinelese subsist primarily through hunting, fishing, and gathering wild plants on their small forested island. They reject contact with the outside world, demonstrating a strong desire to maintain their traditional way of life and autonomy. The Indian government has enforced a policy of non-interference to respect their isolation and preserve their cultural integrity, despite occasional attempts by outsiders to make contact. 3. Surma Tribe. The Surma, also known as the Suri, are pastoralist people living in the southwestern part of Ethiopia, particularly in the Omo Valley. They are known for their elaborate body decorations, including lip plates worn by women and intricate scarification patterns. The Surma practice cattle herding and agriculture, growing crops such as sorghum and maize. They have a strong warrior culture, with stick fighting named Donga being a central tradition used to settle disputes and attract potential wives. Despite increasing exposure to tourism and development in the Omo Valley, many Surma communities have maintained their traditional way of life and cultural practices. Some groups have had limited contact with outsiders, primarily through tourism and anthropological research. 2. Asaro Mudmen. The Asaro Mudmen are a cultural group from Papua New Guinea's Eastern Highlands province. They are renowned for their distinctive tradition of creating masks and costumes made from mud and clay, which they wear during ceremonial dances and rituals. According to legend, the Mudmen originated from a group of villagers who, fleeing an enemy attack, covered themselves in white mud to disguise their appearance. Their eerie masks, called holosa, painted white with exaggerated features, have become iconic symbols of Papua New Guinean culture. The Asaro Mudmen continue to perform traditional dances that depict their history and mythology, attracting both local and international interest. Despite modern influences, they strive to preserve their unique cultural heritage and pass down their traditions to future generations. 1. Agori Tribe. The Agori are a small and secretive sect within the broader Hindu religion, known for their extreme ascetic practices and unconventional rituals. They are predominantly found in northern India. Agoras believe in achieving enlightenment by transcending societal taboos and confronting the impurities within themselves. They engage in practices considered repulsive by mainstream society, such as eating human flesh, meditating on cremation grounds, and using human skulls as ceremonial bowls. These practices are rooted in their belief that all distinctions between purity and impurity must be overcome to reach spiritual liberation. The Agori maintain a reclusive existence, and their rituals are often misunderstood or sensationalized. They have limited contact with outsiders and remain deeply rooted in their esoteric spiritual traditions despite the modern influences around them.